We are Sewing Machines Express, Windmill Sewing Center, and Quilters HQ. The websites are sewingmachinesexpress.com. No, that's not right. I did it out of order, so that's why I'm messing up.
You tripped yourself up.
I did. QHQ2.com, windmillsewingcenter.com, and quiltershq.com. Tonight's block is block 9, and it is a pretty simple block. These are four patch squares made into 4 patches. I'm actually going to piece these in rows because for me it's a little bit easier to do that. And I have already cut out all my pieces. They're 2-inch squares, 2-inch squares, and 3.5-inch squares. And I've already got all of these right side up so I don't make that mistake. And checking my needle position is in the right one. Don't want a repeat of last week where I broke a needle. And we're just going to piece all of these together. And we're just going to chain piece and go as fast as the machine will allow. Any questions on any of the blocks that we've covered so far?
Questions?
Bueller?
Hey Karen, how are you tonight?
Hi Karen.
Made it. She said made it at last.
Made it. We just now got started, so you will want to go back and rewatch. I'll show them to you again at the end of the show for the people that didn't hop on right at the beginning. And be sure and comment because we do have a giveaway every time.
This one's actually pretty cool too.
Yeah. Well, it's appropriate for the new year.
Moving slow. I felt that way this morning.
I felt that way this morning.
Beth is getting caught up. Nice. Good job.
There are 16 of these.
Hey, Patty. Welcome.
So we'll go pretty quick. But this part seems like it takes forever. But then the next one is half the time. Well, maybe not half the time, but at least half the pieces.
Georgia Fuller, how are you tonight? You got to send us some pictures of what you've been working on, Georgia. What do you got there? A rabbit speed problem?
No.
A pressure foot not down problem?
I got a I'm not sewing problem. How come none of you told me? I know you can see this. I'd be like, Joan, you're not sewing. It's just going along, going, oh, look, I'm not making stitches here.
Oh, Lana says she finished her AccuQuilt Club quilt this weekend.
She's ahead of me. I have not. I'm actually working on a pattern.
Kathy, welcome to the show. Kathy wants to know, do we have any kits left?
For this one?
For the blocks?
I believe we have a couple left, but
I thought there were like 5, but last time I checked. Carrie, do you know? Carrie's on the show. She will know.
Carrie is the person that takes care of all of our
Lori Ann, welcome to the show.
lovely people doing this so along with us.
Carrie says we got 3, Kathy. So if you'd
3.
like one, then you're welcome to sew along and catch up. And
all right, let me get all of my non-pieced pieces here and re-sew. All right, folks, I need you to watch to make sure I'm still making stitches. I'm sewing at the very, very end of a spool, and sometimes they don't. I'm going to take this end off. Just pops off like that. Sometimes when you get down to the close to the dregs of the spool, it doesn't come off the spool quite as readily as I would like it to. I just had a feeling I should check and make sure I was still making blocks.
Looks like you're stitching.
Thank you. At least it was only a few pieces. I've actually sewed for 10 minutes, and it's like...
Hey, Linda, how are you tonight?
No fun.
Is Carrie feeling better? Yes, she was actually looked even better today.
Yeah.
Better than better yesterday.
Better?
More better.
So more gooder, more better.
Okay.
Am I all caught up?
Okay.
Carla, watching from Manhattan. Oh.
Back on track.
Is that tonight? It actually is. We have a Sunflower Showdown tonight.
Sunflower show. Oh, the KU K-State.
Tonight?
If you're not from Kansas, you should know they
Slight
really like
rivalry.
basketball here. So
Carrie said meds are a beautiful thing. And Linda gave a hand pink waving.
oh, cool.
That's how YouTube translated that.
The YouTube emojis don't show up.
Let's see. Debbie, how are you tonight? She's got the pink turquoise turquoise waving.
Okay.
That's a good YouTube translation. Hey, Janice. Yes, they are.
And it starts early too. So
I think that game starts at it might be 6 Eastern. Might be at the same time.
well, if it's 6 Eastern, it's on now, right?
Or 7 Eastern, so 6 our time.
I think Robert's escaping to go check the score.
Not checking the score.
Time. Which means we'll probably be eating at home because we usually go out after this because we finish a little bit later, and by the time we get out of here it's like 7:15 or 7:20, something like that. So all of the places that we would go are probably going to be packed with people watching this game. So it'll be purple, and it is purple, yeah, K-State's purple. Purple and blue all over. Like a bruise. It just came to me. Not really. I'm sorry if you're a fan. That's just how my mind works. You went to KU, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, are you rooting for KU?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. My son went to KU, so I suspect that he's rooting for KU. And then, of course, the Chiefs made it to the Super Bowl. So it's a good day to be in Kansas if you're a fan. So I'm going to press all of my, with my doohickey. I think these are like $7.99 or $7.95. If you want one, comment, make it mine. Doohickey. And we won't judge on the spelling if you don't know how to spell it. Great little tool. I keep several of these in my sewing room because I will pick it up and carry it to the cutting table and do stuff like this and then leave it there, and then I'm at my sewing machine and I need to. So, get to 7 Central is the game tonight. We will finish on time so nobody misses the KU K-State rivalry. I don't know, is it a rivalry?
That depends.
Didn't they just play?
They did.
Didn't K-State just end a streak that was like 20-something games for KU? Wasn't that down?
Tree glows purple. Can't get enough basketball. Best tool ever. Thank you, Amber. She threw in the doohickey there.
Yep.
Everyone needs that tool. Love mine.
I'm telling you,
That's from Kathy on meds.
beats the heck out of getting up every time you got to do this and walking over to your iron to find out that your iron auto shut off and standing there waiting for it. And it does a really good job at pressing that seam.
Yeah, I heard that, Kathy. A lot of people can't get the game. I used to live in Lawrence, and sometimes I couldn't get the game.
So you were
That
going
just
to
seems
the local
wrong.
dive bar and grill? There's
Probably not.
plenty in Lawrence. Okay, I am so proud of myself. I got all of these right side up. So we're just going to piece these like this. I'm going to put them together like this so that when I'm sewing in this direction, my seam is not opposing my presser foot.
Alright, we don't need pressure foot opposition.
No, we don't. That would be... That does sound like a basketball move, doesn't it? Presser foot opposition.
I
there's
just
my
thought
little-
about this whole rivalry thing, and you just got to put a juki up here. You know, we're going to have like sewing wars. Woohoo! Let's see what happens.
Well, I'm not making stitches again, and it's because I'm on the very last little portion of this spool, but I am going to get this thread out of it, so bear with me. I might have to rethread for a second.
Aww.
Well, it's more than that. We've sold out of the aluminum color.
Oh, no.
I know. And so we're waiting for it to come in. And it's my favorite. So we're going to make these, we're playing bobbin chicken or spool chicken here with the spool of thread.
Hey, Kathy, how are you tonight? You're never late. You
Till
always
the next
make an
one
entrance.
comes in. It's not quite at, thread chicken level yet. Are you doing our color of the month?
Color of the month,
Last chance.
6733, last day. What's the name of this one?
Twilight.
Is that it? Twilight?
Twilight.
Okay, we're going with Twilight.
It was the summer, it was the,
Oh, the sunset.
Sunset
was the
color.
inspiration.
it was
I love
beautiful. It's a great color too.
So 20% off if you're in the club.
And
15
15 if you're not. And so next week is going to be, are we here next week?
We do not have a show next week. We will be traveling back from Houston. We just don't know what time. We'd have to do it probably from the airport. And,
Wicked people
as
watch.
yeah, we could do that. We could all just people watch if you want at the airport. Tune in and talk about the block that we
Didn't make.
or maybe somebody else could sew the block, and then we just talk about the block that we were sewing.
Yeah, that's always fun at the airport. You get happy people because they're going somewhere fun, and you get grumpy people because they're going to a meeting.
Hey, Carol. Hey, Michelle.
We are going down to see what's new with Husqvarna Viking.
So fast.
So fast. It was Chicago or Houston.
We chose Houston this time.
Chicago is kind of cold right about now.
Although Houston had a cold front come through.
Yeah, but not like a Chicago cold
Yeah,
front.
there's a difference between those two.
They have great pizza, but
The pizza was really good.
it's kind of hard to, and they'll have great Mexican in Houston.
And if you haven't been out and watched a good sunset, you should go out and check one out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good time just to take a moment in your life and just look out there and see the sunset.
They're always so colorful in the fall.
Yeah, they are. Beautiful. We admired one the other day.
We did. It was orange and All kinds of beautiful colors. Okay, let's press these. I'm going to press them in one direction. It really doesn't matter because we're not really lining up seams with these. So I am going to press them all in the same direction.
Kitty, did you see the ice on the highways around Dallas? Stop!
Stop! It's gonna be a warm front come through. You know, even just for a day to be out. It's pretty cold here in Kansas City.
Oh, Judy, I meant, like earlier when the sun was setting,
Did Judy get up and go walk outside?
No, yes, she did. And then she said, oh, it's pitch black outside.
Judy. It is staying light longer. Yeah, something like that. Which I do
Hey,
appreciate.
Jody, how are you tonight?
I'm a sunshine girl. I like the sun. Okay, last one. Nope, one more. Pressed all those seams in the same direction. Got my little stack here. And so I'm going to... Robert's having fun.
Kathy said, who's the one on drugs here?
Uh-huh. No, that's like that. Robert's like that all the time. Okay, so key
you imagine that?
Key thing to watch for is the direction of these darker pink. They're going to form a little chain, so it's kind of like a little chain going across. So you can lay these out. I'm going to, because they're all going to be the same, I'm just going to have my blocks here. And so as I'm looking at this, so I need 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4, like that, and then I need 4 like this, the opposite way. I don't know if it'll work if I turn it around. Yeah, it works, so you can sew them all the same. So when you turn them around, what I'm looking for is this still going in the same direction. So let's just piece all of these together. I'm going to put my pieced block underneath and my pink one on top so that the feed dog pulls that through, and that is lining up so nicely. Most of the time that happens, but sometimes it doesn't, and I'm going to slow down just a little bit when I go over that seam and then continue on.
The snow is nice if you're just at home, you can enjoy it. Then you have to go in your car and go out into the world.
Oh yeah.
And it's not as enjoyable.
You just got your first, is this your first house?
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to learn about the joys of shoveling driveways and sidewalks.
Mm-hmm. I learned to drip my faucet.
Very important. Frozen faucets are painful.
And remember to cover up the outside spigot.
Yep. That happened to me one year.
I had that too. It was no fun.
And it broke.
Yeah,
and I have a finished basement, and it was like, so I didn't find out until springtime when we went to use the water again. And that particular pipe is behind a wall, so we had to cut a hole in the wall.
So did I. Tear the sheetrock out.
I just put a grill over it. I didn't fix it. I was like, it might happen again, and now I know where that is. So, and I have easy access.
I ran as fast as I could to find a bucket that I was put over it so it would stop splashing all over the carpet, but before I could get to the water shut off, which I finally did. Hi, Cindy. How are you tonight?
Yeah, frozen pipes are
a little congratulations out there for the new homeowner.
Thanks, Judy.
And you don't need to shovel sidewalks unless they're on your side of the street.
You got lucky. They're on my side. So.
Yeah.
But we've been lucky. Not much snow
Don't
this
you have
year.
a brother? Or you have a sister?
I have both.
So you can just call your brother. Like, you gotta come over. I don't know what's going on. You know? The driveway won't... It's not clear.
I have a chocolate oatmeal no-bake cookie recipe that works as bait for
There you
brothers.
go. You can always bait your neighbors with something.
Mm-hmm.
Free cookies for those that shovel snow.
One of those 14-year-olds that needs a side job or something. And
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to start laying these out just a little bit. I am going to piece this in rows, so I want to make sure, if I press all of my seams towards the pink block, I can rotate and my seams will nest. This is a discovery. We're both figuring out this block at the same time.
oh wow! Beth ended up with an ice sculpture. Yeah. So we've all been down this road, Molly.
Yep.
Carol said they don't have sidewalks in Lone Jack. So Judy said you can just drive through the snow. You don't need to worry about it.
You can.
I can see her doing that.
I've done it.
Yeah. Just four-wheel your way right up into the garage.
Yep. There was one year it snowed a lot here. I was like struggling to get even the truck up the driveway. Okay, so let's start piecing our rows. And again, I'm going to flip this over so that I'm sewing with the seam on the bottom. And there's no real reason for that. That's just my personal preference. I think it keeps me out of trouble a little bit. It might not. And so
they're little sewing habits that you have there.
they are little sewing
your
habits that I have. Oh, we're still playing thread chicken here.
Mm-hmm. You want to make sure your last row is correct.
Oh, thank you, Molly.
Shout out to Karen.
Thank you, Karen.
Nice.
Gosh,
Somebody's
I
paying
was
attention.
sitting here thinking I was going to make it through this whole block without making a mistake, and you saved me from it. Much appreciated.
Jerry said teenagers work well for cookies.
So do adults. I have a really good, I think I shared it, didn't I?
I don't know. I think you posted it.
The world's best chocolate chip cookie recipe.
Mm-hmm.
Those are good.
There's a lot of love in them.
There's a lot of love, also known as vegetable shortening.
As lard.
You could use lard. It would be healthier than the vegetable shortening.
Well, bet. How much snow did you have, Kathy? She said she hired a loader.
A loader. Wow.
So we get another 10 inches of snow.
That's a lot to shovel.
Hey, Teresa, how are you?
That's like snow I had when I was a kid. It would snow like that, and I grew up in the Ozarks where a lot of people live on these dirt roads, and we rode the school bus, and the school bus couldn't get through them. So there'd be times when we were out of school for like a week and a half or 2 weeks. It was awesome. And it was before the internet, so it truly was like a snowcation.
There's no remote for that.
Nope. Snowcation. But then we never got spring break either, so. Okay, so far so good.
She just said the snow will melt. She won't get her feet wet. 30 inches so far. Wow.
Wow.
15 below zero this morning. Gee, many Christmas.
Where do you live that is 15 below and 30 inches? Alaska?
South Dakota.
South Dakota, that's up there.
Well, you can't be shoveling snow after you had surgery on your knee, so.
Nope, that is, bring over some youngins.
Hire a loader.
Hire a loader.
Unusual, yeah, definitely.
I don't know, my grandpa had pictures. He was, my grandfather worked for the railroad most of his life. He actually retired from the railroad. He was in Provo, Utah one year when it was snow, and I saw a picture. I mean, it was almost level with the top of the house. So that's a lot of snow.
I always think when we were younger and little, that it seemed like a lot more snow because you're closer to the ground.
Well, that's true, but the picture actually shows it like almost level with the top of the roof.
That's super cool. Virginia's on the ferry watching us in
Nice.
Washington. I love the ferry. Most times.
Okay, I'm just gonna join up these seams and
Very little. Yeah, see, that's weird. So, west of Sioux Falls. Yeah, some parts just a different winter this year. I don't know. I mean, it really hasn't been cold here until now. Really, I mean, we had that Siberian Express come through, but
yeah, that was pretty cold. Okay, and this is why I like to sew with my seams on the downside. So this is a multi-function finger presser tool. So I am just holding that seam in place so that I don't get kind of wonky folds on it.
Virginia, be sure and send us a picture of an orca if you see one, or some seals. They're just so fun to watch.
Nice. Okay. I'm just going to do a little, nothing major press here. Going to sew this one on. How are we doing for time? We are still going to get out of here before the game starts. For all of you people wanting to watch, we are doing good for time.
Oh, hey Ruth, how are you? Yep, at 7. We're gonna finish on time, Ruth.
Okay, just a little press right here. And last one, and it looks like I did it right. It's always a good feeling.
As long as our bobbing chicken's gonna work.
Yeah, it's gonna work.
Kathy says no for tonight.
Yeah, no ripper. That's true.
Hey. Not tonight.
Darlene said, "Nice block."
It is a nice block. I like it. It's kind of reminds me a little bit of an Irish chain.
Joan said her sewing room's too cold. Better to watch someone else sew tonight.
Yep, my sewing room gets pretty cold. I have a heater down there.
Karen said, "Very pretty."
It turned out really nice and no seam ripper. Yay!
Nicely done. Nicely done.
And there you have it.
Wow.
It is a pretty block.
It really is a pretty block, and I like the colors the way that they came out in that one.
I do too. So see,
And some
you can see
highlights,
how
right?
this kind of like has the Irish chain look going for it, and it's just a beautiful block. So we'll post a picture of that and pretty simple to go up. Thank you for joining us tonight. We
As
appreciate
always.
it. As always, I cannot reiterate how much because we did this today. Check your thread path. Make sure you're threading your sewing machine right. You may think you are, but you know, even if you've sewn on it for a long time and you sew on something else and you go back to that one and you didn't. So check the thread path, change your needle, go up a size if you need to,